Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining our IFES GEDC IUCEE webinar for today. We are celebrating our 2021 GEDC Diversity Award winners, Beautiful Patterns, Patrones, Hermosos. And I will introduce, it's a privilege to introduce our GEDC chair, Dr. Sunil Maharaj. Over to you, Dr. Sunil.
Thank you, Alik. Good morning to everybody. Good afternoon or good evening to which part of the world or the planet you are from. It's wonderful having all of you with us today to celebrate diversity and celebrate the success of our women leaders. So as Aliki mentioned, we celebrate today in terms of a webinar, our Diversity Award winner that was presented last year in Madrid. And of course, just something about the GEDC Diversity Award. Basically, it's the Diversity Award aims to shine light on successful projects that inspire leaders, faculty, and students from all profiles and backgrounds to study and succeed in engineering. The long-term goal of the award is to increase diversity among the global community of engineers so that the engineering industry reflects the diversity of the communities it supports, with diversified recognized as a driver for innovation and growth. Join us today in celebrating this 2021 Diversity Award winners. And it's my honor and privilege to have one of our keen supporters of GEDC and the activities of IFES, Dora Smith from Siemens, who will now do a presentation for us for 5 minutes. And Dora, over to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Sunil. And, I'm honored to be with all of you today to celebrate a beautiful program from Tecnológico de Monterrey that was created to increase the number of girls choosing STEM as a career. It serves as a pattern for all of us to do the same in our own communities. Programs like what Leticia, Patricia, and Castora have built are so critical for us to close the global gender gap. Just some stats, according to the World Economic Forum, women make up only 14% of the cloud computing workforce and 20% of engineering. So those are the gaps we're working to close through innovative programs like you'll hear about today that directly expose and inspire girls to consider engineering, to consider STEM. We need women's creativity and drive to solve our world's challenges. You heard a little bit about the award. I'll just reiterate, in addition to what Sunil said, this award seeks to recognize innovation that inspires students of all profiles and backgrounds to study and succeed in engineering and STEM. I've seen recently the term hashtag STEMinist. So I thought, let's take that mantra today in honor of those we're going to celebrate today. I'm just so proud to see this program that is by women and to women and is reaching even beyond geographic borders. Just a quick personal story I wanted to share with you because it happened just yesterday. St. Louis, Missouri, where I live, is a town that's receiving quite a lot of refugees from Afghanistan. There's 1,000 that have come in the last 2 months. And so we're all working to see what we can do to support them. And so one family that we're reaching out to just had a new baby yesterday, and that family also has 3 girls that are ages 5, 4, and 3. So yesterday afternoon, while the mother was having her baby in the hospital, I got to entertain these 3 girls for the afternoon. And so, I took them to a park and then brought them back to my house and thought, what do I do? How do we kill time here? So my sons are grown or in their late teens, so they don't really have young kid toys. So I pulled out their big box of Legos. And it was just amazing to see these girls' faces light up with curiosity as they started putting these blocks together. And one of the kits actually has a way of lighting up. And so even as I was taking them to pick up their father from the hospital in the back of the car, they're connecting all these things and making, it was like 5 different lights shine. And so it just was so inspiring to see, the light shine and the Legos and the light shine in their eyes. And it's really just exactly what Leticia, Patricia, and Castora are doing. So I just want to encourage all of you to be inspired by the work you're going to hear today. They're teaching all of us that despite any circumstances, there's a home for you in the world of STEM. So on behalf of Siemens and women around the world, I just want to thank you all for what you're doing to improve our diversity of talent And I trust all of us are going to leave this webinar today inspired to inspire one more female, at least, into engineering. So please reflect on what you hear today, and just a shout out to think next week is International Women's Day on Tuesday. So maybe you can take a little bit of what you learned today and share it with the rest of the world. Thanks, Sunil.
Thank you, Dora, and thank you to Siemens for your support for the 2021 GEDC Diversity Award, and of course your support for the 2022 Diversity Award. That's greatly appreciated. And I'm hoping the presentation today, and I'm sure the presentation today will inspire others that's on the attending this webinar to consider submitting their applications or their work, or even the other colleagues to encourage their colleagues to submit their work for consideration for the 2022 Diversity Award. And of course, if I can use a commercial as well, we're fortunate this year we're going to have the beautiful event in the stunning city of Cape Town in South Africa. And those of you who haven't been there, you really need to go to Cape Town. And that's where we'll award the winner for the 2022 Diversity Award. So having said that, it's my great privilege to introduce to you our speakers. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on their CVs, because I want to give more time for them to do a presentation and for them to inspire you and to showcase their great work. So basically, we have three leaders in their own way. Letitia Amalga, Kasturi Shah, and Patricia Jacques. Letitia, she currently participates in continuing education programs with project management topics and coordinates the Agile Project Management Program in online modality. And she has many years, over 30 years of experience in the ICT space, and we're very privileged to have you joining us. And of course, Patricia, she holds a very significant position with many years, over 20 years of experience. And basically, currently she teaches a bootcamp in women leadership and is director of academic programs for the School of Business at Tecnológico de Monterrey. Ladies, I'm going to pass it over to you, and thank you again for making time for us.
Thank you, Sunil, and thank you all for having us today and give us the opportunity to share with you our beloved program, Beautiful Patrones. In this webinar, we will show you the origin of the program, and we try to explain how we do and how those it's begin. I would like to introduce you my colleagues and friends, Kasturi Shaw. She is a student at MIT, and Patricia Jacques, who are part of the leader team. Together, we will share with you our journey with Patrones Hermosos. Kasturi, could you explain us how does this start?
Absolutely. Thank you, Letty. We're going to begin by asking the question, why? So what was the motivation for Beautiful Patrones? As we just heard, in the US, only 20% of tech jobs are held by women. Letty, next. But in Latin America, 10% of those tech jobs are held by women. So the number is much lower. Next. And so our mission at Beautiful Patrones is quite simply to change this, to provide free, accessible education, to overcome the gender gap, and to break the glass ceiling, and also to catalyze financial independence in our women learners. We have a mission-driven structure, so we are an open source project. Next. So how do we achieve our mission? We have 4 parallel efforts. The first is in production of educational content and podcasts. We adopt a women teaching women by women for women model. Next. The second is our educational efforts. So we offer free, open, and accessible boot camps and courses. Next. So Patti and Letty will go into detail about the boot camps, and next, I'll speak a little bit about the courses. Next. Our third effort is in community building. So we create a lot of events, conferences, talks, and forums to build strength in our community. Next. And finally, this is a nascent effort, which is in job placements to catalyze independence and offer internships to our students. So with that, next, Letty. Patti, would you tell us a bit about the story of the bootcamps?
Yes, thank you, Kasturi. Hi to all of you. It is a pleasure to be here. And we asked the question, how was this program born? What has the journey been? What have we been through? So Beautiful Patterns is a 5-day bootcamp that promotes the love of engineering and science among middle and high school girls. The program is oriented to the development of algorithm thinking and programming skills. Beautiful Patterns seeks to motivate girls to study science and technology, so that the next generation of young engineers have a higher percentage of women among their graduates, which is expected to have an impact in the development of countries. Next. So I want to walk you through our journey. It was in 2016. I used to work at Tec de Monterrey's Boston office when I met Abel Sanchez. I was introduced to him by a Mexican friend who worked at MIT. Abel shared with me his dream. He wanted more Mexican girls in tech, and to do so, he had been working on an amazing program which he called Beautiful Patterns. He wanted girls to fall in love with programming and algorithm thinking, but he needed someone to help him with the implementation of this program in Mexico to reach as many girls as possible. He also knew Juan Nolasco and Julio Noriega from Tec de Monterrey, and together with Juan, Julio, and I, and Monterrey's Educational Software Council, we started working on a pilot to bring the program to Mexico through Tec de Monterrey. Juan and Julio overviewed the academic part with Abel, and I was in charge of the logistics. So in May 2017, we were able to enroll 50 girls in our bootcamp in Monterrey. This time, the bootcamp was taught by Abel Sanchez and 2 MIT students. It was a success. We were very satisfied with the results and started working on a way to teach it in other cities in Mexico in 2018 and reach more girls than we had done in the previous year. So we spoke with several professors from Tec de Monterrey in different cities to see if they would like to host a bootcamp in their campus, and 4 of them agreed. So in 2018, we offered the bootcamp in 4 cities, Monterrey, Chihuahua, Puebla, and Guadalajara. But we faced our first challenge. Abel could not be able to teach all groups. So he trained a group of engineering students from MIT to become the instructors. In order to reach more people, you need to train the trainers. These trained MIT instructors trained Tec de Monterrey instructors, and we were able to deliver the bootcamp simultaneously impacting more than 600 girls in May 2018. We normally need 3 instructors per group of 25 participants. So for the 2018 edition, in each classroom of 25 girls that were participating, we had 3 instructors, 1 engineering student from MIT and 2 engineering students from Tech. We wanted the students to be women so that participants could identify with them and see them as role models. This was a very important part. The bootcamp was another success, and for 2019, we had 16 cities from Tech that wanted to participate. But new challenges emerged, and we realized that we needed a more formal structure, more people, and more funding involved. We invited Leti to be the coordinator of the bootcamps at Tec de Monterrey, and we established the strategic board. We also decided to have 1 engineering professor as a coordinator for each city who would coordinate with Leti. This professor was in charge of recruiting Tec de Monterrey engineering students as instructors, and he had to make sure the program ran smoothly in each city. We had another engineering professor that organized a previous bootcamp to train the instructors, so they were all ready for that summer. That year, because of the volume of participants, we had more tech engineering students as instructors. No, it was hard to start bringing as many MIT engineering students that we needed, so we had to find locally. We also had the support of the marketing and communication department from Tec de Monterrey that helped us with all the design, production, the logos, material, t-shirts, diplomas, everything that we needed in this aspect. Without all the support we had from this department, it wouldn't have been possible. We also had the support of the admissions department, who helped us invite girls from middle and high schools around the country to the bootcamp. Also, the fundraising department helped us get different sponsorships for the bootcamp. We needed the money to bring more MIT students and to support all the expenses we were incurring. But you know, it's not an expensive program. It is very easy to implement it with very few resources. So in 2019, more than 150 people from Tec de Monterrey participated one way or another to make this bootcamp happen. We were able to impact more than 1,700 girls across all cities and had Mexican instructors from other universities, such as UDEM or ITSON in Sonora. We opened the possibility of hosting the bootcamp to other institutions. So now any institution around the world that wants to host a program can do it. After these 3 years, we were very satisfied with the results. But the pandemic arrived and we had to postpone the 2020 edition to January 2021, and we decided to go online. Going online posed other challenges, but it let us reach other countries, not just Mexico. We were able to have participants from 12 different countries. In January 2022, we are having two editions. I'm sorry, in 2022, we are having two editions. The first one took place online last January, and the second one will be both online and in person this summer. So now you know when it will be and you can be a part of it. Next. Well, here are some details about the program, the participants, the countries. As you see, our participants are girls in middle and high school, 13 to 18 years old, from public and private schools. Our instructors are engineering students from Tech, MIT, and other universities. It is a one-week program. The bootcamp runs for 6 hours per day, 5 days per week. We have conferences during this week. You know, each city organizes social and networking events for their participants. For example, in Aguascalientes, they invited one company per day for lunch. The company would sponsor the lunch for the participants and gave a conference related to what girls are learning in the bootcamp and how it can be applied in their company. So we have strong community building. In some other cases, in other cities, some government officials participated and talked about some projects the state would want to start or the state was already running. And well, finally, these are some of the countries that have participated, and we want this number to grow. So now Leti will share with you the actual structure of the program, how it had to evolve to go online, and guide you through a session in beautiful patterns and share with you some testimonials. Thank you, Leti.
Thank you, Patty. I would like to share with you how we have organized ourselves to join the efforts of all of these stakeholders. To teach our participants, we have recruited female engineer students as facilitators of a team from 5 to 8 girls. In addition, the most experienced facilitators are invited to collaborate as class instructors. They are the leaders of the class of 3 to 5 facilitators who lead from 15 to 25 participants, each one of them. In addition, as support to the instructor, engineer professors are assigned to collaborate as mentor of 4 or 5 classes. In our last bootcamp edition in January, we had 650 students in 26 classes. Every class had an average of 25 students. We had 139 facilitators and 26 instructors, 10 staff members, and 8 mentors. There were 80 venue representatives. In the last edition, each venue representative support the promotion of the event in their region, especially with administrative activities and providing attention to the engineering student involved. A small group of 7 professors make up the operation committee, whose function is to help with specific aspects of the program, such as logistic, instructor training, attention to participants, coordination of venues, content development, promoting, and dissemination of the event. Also, we have the support of administrative areas within Tec de Monterrey that give us some aid with specific aspects of the program. such as academic departments, attraction and communication, information technology, and the international areas. Finally, a team of 3 directors participate in the strategic committee. Patricia is one of these 3 of them, who support the decision of the bootcamp program and facilitate its implementation. We all maintain continuous communication with our counterpart in Boston, with the program founder, Abel Sanchez, and a team of MIT students. Inside a session, well, we love the environment that the students and the facilitators create in each one of our groups. But the distinguished characteristic of our program is the feminine touch. We create a safe place for women to share their love of science and technology from its point of view. That is the most relevant experience for them, because the majority of people in science and technology groups where they are enrolled are men. Let me show you a video with a brief example of the participant achievement, not the attitude of the facilitator. Could you please run the first video?
Okay, let me. I have to make myself a presenter for that. So let me just.
Oh, I can do that. If is there a problem, we can switch.
No, let me give it a try, because you may not be able to play the audio when you do that. So
okay.
let me give it a try. If it doesn't work, then I'll make myself a presenter. You have 3 videos. Which one do you want me to share?
The first one of those, the number 1.
That says PHV2.
Yeah.
There's a PHV1.
Yes.
V1. Okay. PHV1. Okay.
Do I have to stop my presentation?
No, I took care of that. I took it over.
Okay.
So this is my web page. I am talking about bioplastics because it's a sustainable alternative for the climate change. I have a little introduction here. Do I need to read it?
No, that's okay. We can read it.
Well, I
We'll
have the clock here.
Nice.
I have the index here and it works. So I have what is a bioplastic, the process to make a bioplastic. I have a chart here about different situations between plastic and bioplastic. I have the disadvantages. I have what the society thinks about the bioplastic. I have a little test about yourself and another about the article. The ones that checks the answer is just this one. So for example, all the questions are true.
Okay.
And you check the quiz and it says that you got 3 correct answers.
Wow.
And I have the bibliography here and it conducts you to another link.
Page. Wow. That's a wonderful webpage, honestly. And you have so much information. No, 10 de 10. I loved it.
Thank you.
Really, congratulations. You did an excellent job.
Okay, should I show another one?
Letty, I think you're muted.
Can I show? Should you want me to show another one?
Well, yes. Go
Which
ahead
one?
with the next one.
The second one?
Yes, the second. That one.
Thank you, beautiful patterns, for giving us the opportunity to learn about engineering and programming in an environment focused on girls and women.
Thank you, beautiful patterns, for teaching and encouraging women about engineering and programming.
Krishna, there's no audio.
This was Beautiful Patterns 2022 edition.
I don't know why, because I can hear it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, they are thank you to beautiful pattern for the experience that they had. Well, you can
Shall I
try
try
the last one,
the-
the number
Yeah, I'll
3.
try the last one. Yeah.
Hi, this is group number 10, Beautiful Patterns. We would like to thank the team, and we would like to share with you a few words of what we thought this week was like. Here, go. Oh.
Well, let me tell you that by the end of the week, each group has to prepare a farewell message, and they all the time prepare this kind of video.
Hi, this is group number 10, Beautiful Patterns. We would like to thank the team, and we would like to share with you a few words of what we thought this week was like. Here,
That is the same
go.
one.
Oh.
Muy bien. We can stop the video now, right? Sorry about that.
Okay, the video is stopped.
And I'm sharing my screen now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let me continue with this. Give me 1 second. There was the messages. Well, before we continue, I just want to talk about some aspect that you may see in those videos. First of all, is the attitude of the facilitators who encourage the girls to do a good job and congratulate her effort. Then the girls have the video on. As you may know, when in virtual environments, we all the time turn off our video, but the girls participate, are so engaged with the program and the activities that they open the video. So we are very excited to hear that testimonial at the end of the week, because she felt so happy to be in this week of bootcamp. So that is just a little bit of our experience with these girls. And well, we are so proud of our participant achievement, and that is why we wanted to expand the experience with extended courses. Kasturi, would you tell us about those courses? We are now to talk about extended courses. Thank you, Kasturi. Go ahead.
Absolutely, Letty. So before talking about the extended courses, let's begin with the motivation for why we developed them. During the pandemic, we really reflected on our broader mission and vision to grow the program. We had seen in our students from the boot camps a desire for longer learning experiences and deeper connections to the community. And our way of offering those longer learning experiences was these extended courses, in addition to the boot camps. So the aim here is to deepen our foundational understanding of concepts, to teach more advanced concepts, and to get our learners ready for the next steps. And additionally, to expand our community of learners to conventional and non-conventional learners of all ages. So here on this slide, we can see the timeline for the extended courses, which also began during the pandemic. We've run 4 generations of the course, and 2 weeks ago, we began our 4th generation. It's an extended 11-week course, so almost a semester long. It's completely free, and it's taught 100% online. Next, Letty. So who is in our community of learners in the extended courses? We have representation from several Latin American countries. Next. We have women, gender non-conforming, and non-binary people. Next. 43% of our learners are first-generation learners, and 93% have less than 1 year of coding experience. Next. And we have a wide range of ages. Of course, we have teenagers, but we also have a lot of representation in the age group from 19 to 40, and some learners as old as 70 to 75. So as you can see, this is a mix of conventional and non-conventional learners. Next. And this has led us to adopt several inclusive teaching practices. Additionally, inclusive and equitable, accessible education is a personal passion of mine, so I'd like to tell you a little bit about the techniques we use. First is backwards design, where we identify learning objectives first, we define how to measure progress towards them, and then we design the learning activities. Next. Next is active learning. So we design our sessions with high active learning. Active learning has been shown to lower failure rates and increase scores on concept tests. Next is our use of analogies when we teach. For example, variables in computation as a box which we can fill information with, or arrays as a sequence of boxes where information can be filled in each of those elements in the array. Next. We focus on the growth mindset, where errors, failures, challenges are seen as opportunities for growth. This is really crucial for programming because coding can be so frustrating. And we really encourage our students to embrace the growth mindset, learn how to debug code, and to keep on in their journey of growth. Next. We focus on providing a flexible schedule because our students have all kinds of other commitments, school, university, but also full-time jobs, heavy family commitments. The pandemic has also created all kinds of other commitments. So we offer synchronous and asynchronous components. We have a learning platform on which we have video recordings and assignments. We have multiple live teaching sessions every week. We have interactive sessions for active learning and also office hours where students can come and clear their doubts. We have a forum that our team checks every day, and of course they can send us an email. So on the team itself, we focus on continuous learning. We adopt a philosophy of this continuous learning of content from each other, and it's never too late to learn. So one part of the team is our collaborators, who are team members with extensive computational teaching and coding experience, who design and facilitate the courses and mentor the moderators. Next. Next is the moderators, who are former students of the course, who assist with the teaching effort. They start as students and then they moderate and facilitate the sessions with us. So it's really a model of inspiring learners through other learners. Next. So let's now get into the learning outcomes of this course. It's to increase confidence and fluency for computational thinking and programming, learning to code a web page in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and working in a team on a substantial project. So an illustrative demonstration of these learning objectives being achieved is the final project of this course. So the aim here is to choose a global issue with your team and then to code from scratch a work of art in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that proposes a solution to that problem. So I'm going to show you some examples from 3 generations of our introductory course. Next. So there's a video on the slide without audio. So Letty, if you can, I would just play it from the slide. Yeah. I'm going to talk over it. Great. So here on the Beautiful Patterns website is the exhibition of final projects from 3 generations of the course. The code for all of these projects are on GitHub, and the website itself has videos for each of the stages of the final project. So I'm going to highlight just a few examples. There's so many wonderful projects. This team 404 focused on sustainable consumerism and production. They designed a responsive web page where they taught users to recycle, reduce, and reutilize by dragging various pieces of trash or recyclable bottles or clothes between the 4 boxes. So it was a unique solution and a way to interactively code a web page in order to propose this type of a solution. The next example I'd like to highlight is from Team Power Girls, which created an online library of resources for mental health. Here's what the library looked like in the second stage of the project. And now in a few seconds, we'll see what the final library looked like with many more books. And Raquel even added a legend to show what each resource corresponds to. And now she's going to show us what the actual web page looks like. So this was coded completely from scratch from a blank HTML document. The next project I'd like to highlight chose contamination in Latin America as its global issue. What's remarkable about this project is that they coded 2 works of art. The first presented a utopia of an eco-city with clean air, people biking around, people walking, clean water, the river is unpolluted. And the second piece of art shows a dystopia. So polluted air, pollution from factories, a lot of cars and lorries on the road, and a polluted river. So this was a really nice way of showing the 2 possible routes one can go down. The final project I'll highlight is from the second generation that shows inequality in education, gender inequality in education. And so they created a comic where they made a metaphor between the growth of a flower and the growth of a female learner. You can see all kinds of animation, stars twinkling and raindrops falling. It's the only team that's opted to make a comic. And it's a unique way to go about approaching the problem. So where is all the code? The code is in the Patrones Hermosos GitHub organization. There's a repository for each of the 4 generations of the course that we have. What does each repository look like? We'll look at the 3rd generation repository. There is a subfolder for every team where they can contribute their code. Everybody's invited to contribute to this repository. We have 900 commits just from the 3rd generation alone. At least 1 person from each team pushes the code to GitHub, although everybody is encouraged to code, and everybody does code. So on this repo, for example, we have 79 people who are pushing the code to GitHub. So if you have a few moments, maybe today, maybe on International Women's Day, you can scroll through the rest of the wonderful examples of final projects that we have. So with that, let's go to the next slide to discuss student impact. So we've had generally positive impact. This slide is showing the results from a course feedback survey where I've highlighted here questions about female empowerment and community, and students generally agree or strongly agree with the statements that the course provided an environment where I felt comfortable sharing my ideas and questions, that the course gave me strength to study, work, and continue in STEAM where women are not represented, where they feel part of the Beautiful Patterns community, and that the resources in the course increase their computational thinking knowledge. Next. So we're going to end this discussion with a few testimonials. These are in the student voices, so rather than translate them on the slide, I thought I would just highlight the key points in English. So on the left, the testimonial focuses on the great team with big-hearted instructors who are passionate about computation, that it's not just a course, it's a community. And on the right-hand side, it says, thank you very much for encouraging women to shine beyond what they already shine. So on that uplifting note, next. Pati and Letty, would you tell us about the next steps for these boot camps?
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Well, the next steps, what we want to do, as I told you before, we want to have both an online and in-person edition this summer. And it is something we want to replicate every year, because doing the online version, we can reach as many girls as possible. And if the girls are located far away from the cities where the boot camps are taking place, they can join us in this effort. So that's why we have decided to keep both in-person and online editions. We would also like to have as many universities around the world to participate with us. And now I would like to share just 2 images, videos of the groups that we have had participated in the past in our last edition. It's amazing the energy you can feel. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the next steps for our extended education program is to grow out our library of courses, teaching our topics like design thinking, to teach a repeating block of courses each year, to expand our student outreach, and to establish industry collaborations to share job opportunities for our students. And finally, to build our community. So to any companies or universities who might be listening in, if you're interested in collaborating, don't hesitate to get in touch. And Letty, would you tell us about Beautiful Patterns' final overall goal?
Of course, we are very ambitious, as you may say. We want to reach 1 million women. Join us in our dream. Well, thank you so much for letting us present our program. We hope you will join us in order to spread love for science and technology among young girls and motivate them to be part of the next generation of women in technology. Thank you so much. Any question?
Excellent job. Wonderful.
Thank you, Leticia, Patricia, and Kasturi. Thank you very much. Attendees, it's open for any questions that you'd like to ask.
Well, you can read out the questions. If anybody has any questions, just put them in the chat box.
So if you have any questions, I think people were congratulating you largely on the work that you did.
How have you tracked the impact of participants after the boot camps? Question from Aditya Bhatnagar.
We are making some research about the track, or trying to track the which one of the girls who participate in our program is already studying an engineering career. Yes, but we are in an early stages of this research. Okay, but yes, we are having now the participation to be aware of how many people is involved in this program. But the next step is just that, to follow the careers of these girls.
Okay, next question. Can you expand on how you catalyze independence in the young girls? Independence, the quality of independence. How do you catalyze that?
Patty, you are in silence.
Well, we give them also soft skill tools during the program. We give confidence in them. It is shown that when a girl believes she can do it, she knows she's capable of it, she will do it. So we encourage them to try, and we let them know that they can reach their dreams, that they can study whatever they want, that it's a possibility, that it's their choice. And we work with these soft skills and competences throughout the program as well.
Great, excellent. Good questions, good comments. Sunil, back to you.
Thank you. So whilst a few others will ask some questions, I mean, how do you market this to all the girls out across the country? I mean, do you have some mechanism of kind of publicizing this?
Well, we have the help of our admission department, right? They have the contact of so many schools, and we also use our social media, our personals and our institutional social media, to spread the information and to share for anyone who wants to participate.
Yes, we also, in the past, we have contacted companies, and we share the information with the companies and tell them to invite the daughters of their employees.
Yes,
Okay,
right.
wonderful. But now, and also when you have the program on your campus or at your university, I mean, who pays for these girls to come? Because the idea is to attract as many people as possible, even those that don't live in very rich homes, because of course, they are the ones needed the most because they don't have access to technology or role models in their family to teach them about technology. So who funds these girls to come for these events? I know you have the online event, but the ones that you have face-to-face.
Well, normally they don't have to pay. We just ask them to arrive to the school and bring some lunch. In some cases, in the first editions, we were able to provide lunch, but it was a huge challenge because of the growing number of girls. So we decided it would be easier for them just to show up, bring lunch, and that's the only expense they have. So instead of going to school, they are coming to Monterrey Tech to take the course, the bootcamp.
And we also try to find some sponsors to help us to cover this kind of expenses. And well, in some cases, like Patty already mentioned, a company was in charge of providing the girls the lunch of the day. And in that moment, they give them a little speech about their companies.
So one of the questions, sorry, carry on.
No, sorry. Yes, and also, for example, our third year is MX, a big Mexican company, paid for all the airplane tickets of the MIT students to come to Mexico.
Wow, okay, that's great.
But so actually, Motorola helped us a lot with this.
Motorola as well.
Motorola was a very, very good sponsor, of course.
So one of the questions that came up is they ask, how can interested university sponsors get in touch with you? And the other question was, how do you prepare the instructors?
Well, actually, if someone wants to participate, they have to contact Letty. Letty is the main point of contact for the program, and she's the one. We would need one person per university to take care of the program, and that person will bring all the information down to its own university, but they will have to coordinate with Letty. So that would be the first step. Get in contact with Letty, and then she will help you make it happen.
Yes, I'm trying to coordinate the efforts of all people involved. And about preparing our instructor, well, that is a good challenge because they have a special platform where we share the information with them, and they have to study before our bootcamp, special bootcamp for training. And we spent 3 days teaching them how to teach themselves to each group and review each one of the exercises, the activities, and we have a special group who knows in detail each activity in order to support these girls. So it's in a different levels of number of people. It's these people who knows specifically the activities, who teach the instructors, and they are responsible to supervise and well and teach as well the facilitators teams. It's like a pyramid, if I say so.
Okay, I think we need to wind up, Sunil. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you very much from my side. I think I'll pass you over to Hans, and he'll do the vote of thanks, and he will conclude this morning or this afternoon.
Hans wanted Ken to say a few words also, I think.
Yes, thank you very much. Ken, are you still with us?
Yeah, he's here.
Wonderful. Ken, let me just mention, Ken is a wonderful colleague, friend, and leader hosting the IFES GEDC Secretariat at George Mason University, and he, together with our friends of Siemens, we work in partnership. He's been a wonderful supporter in terms of the Diversity Award in last year's and this year also. Ken, we are happy you're with us.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I was able to join, and it was great hearing about the Beautiful Patterns program, and congratulations for the recognition of being selected as the GEDC Diversity Award recipient. Just very briefly, George Mason University and the College of Engineering and Computing, we're delighted to be able to support the Diversity Award program by hosting the websites and accepting the applications, nominations, and participating in the review process. And so we're delighted to do that. And it's a great program, and I'm very happy that GEDC continues to support the Diversity Award program. And of course, Dora Smith and Siemens and their sponsorship is greatly appreciated, along with all the other sponsors. So again, a wonderful presentation. I hope you get a lot of people joining your network and participating. It sounds like a wonderful program, and I'm sure it's having great impact. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you very, very much, Ken. You know, as I listened to this 1 hour, who really inspired me is the 3 videos you had of the girls, and to see their faces and to see the work that they've done is generally inspiring. And I just wanted to very personally share my own feelings, not only intellectually but personally. And then I was also very much impressed by the very thoughtful comments of Dora, by the way. And I really thank her and her continued support to our work. Just a couple of final comments. I mentioned this in the beginning. I'm very happy that not only will we be with Sunil, our GDC leader in Cape Town this November, in Cape Town, South Africa, and we want to certainly invite our global community to join us there. But I'm also very happy to let you know that I'm in discussion with the leadership of Monterrey Tech. Its president, David Garza, who was a chair of the GDC, he was our 3rd chair, and then with the dean, Manuel and Jaime Bonilla, in touch with them to plan, and this is, we hope to go through the details next year, to be in Monterrey and to continue the global work and your engagement per se. Just a couple of other comments very, very briefly. Is that we are very closely working with UNESCO also, and it's very interesting. I was part of 2 events in the last couple of days, and I think what we will do is your just outstanding presentation we will share globally. And what comes to mind also, the kind of relationships that you have built with North America, with Latin America. I was participating today, working closely with our friends and colleagues in China, at Tsinghua University, ICE, and so I'm just sort of brainstorming some linkages that we can help facilitate that I think are really win. My final comments is, and of course thanking all 3 of you for your thoughtful presentation, is for us to please send our positive and hopeful energies to the community of Ukraine in this very difficult part in our life, in our world's history. With that, thank you kindly again, and we deeply value our friendship and serious partnership with you. Thank you kindly. Krishna.
Thank you all, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Be happy, be safe, be peaceful. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye.
Peace be with you.
Thank you, Hans. Thank you all. Thank you, Siemens, for giving us the opportunity to share with you this program. Have a nice day.